Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Anna, Alchemist of the Arts. It is wonderful to have you here. This reading is going to be focused on messages for your healing journey. Now, this topic came up on my Instagram and I just thought it was so beautiful. I wanted to do a reading on it and share that with you. It is a collective reading, so please only choose the messages that resonate for you, that feel right for you. If not, then they may be for somebody else. There might be messages in more than one pile. And if you would like a personal reading, I do offer those, but they are only available through my website and through Etsy. All of my official links are in the description box below, as well as the timestamps and all my other information. But I will never DM you or approach you for a reading and say, I was drawn to your energy. Unfortunately, there is a lot of scammers out there impersonating a lot of different people. So please keep yourself safe. You are free to email me again on my official links below. But that aside, let's get into it. I'll go through each of the piles. Just pause the video if you need to. Allow yourself time to tune into your own energy. For pile number 1, we have the black tourmaline today. And black tourmaline is wonderful for clearing negative energy within the self, within a room. Just wonderful for removing negative energy. This is clear quartz that has been wrapped, and this is beautiful. My mum actually bought this back for me from Cornwall, and it went to St Nectan's Glen with her, so I see this as very, very special. And pile number 3 is this obsidian arrowhead. And obsidian to me is all about getting to the truth of self, seeing the shadow in self potentially. And that's not, I don't want that to be off-putting for anybody, because it exists within all of us, no matter how much work we have done. It's all about integration. So pause the video if needed, take as long as you need, and the timestamps will be below. If you click on those, it will take you to your readings, and I'll see you there. Okay, pile number 1, if you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. These are messages for your healing journey. So this guidance to hopefully assist and help you and support you on your way with whatever you're going through right now. You were drawn to the black tourmaline today. And as a reminder, this is a collective reading, so please only take the messages that feel right for you. Personal messages and readings are available. All of my official links are in the description box below. And please be mindful of scammers. So, and I just need to say this, my neighbours are having some sort of rave, so if you can hear the music, I apologise for that. Okay, we've got higher perspective, Hestia, which is home. Those cards do read in the reverse, so I will take them in the reverse. You were good enough. Balance, spirituality and practicality, interesting. Aries, war. Break free, regain your youth and fly. This is really, really interesting, pile 1, if you were drawn to this. Just making sure you can see all of those. You might feel like you just don't fit in anywhere. I think when it goes through either spiritual awakenings or phases through our own healing, our own growth, where we shift and change, we can really hit a point where we just no longer identify with our old sense of self, our old version of self, older versions of self, because there can be multiple as we go through different cycles and phases of healing and growth. It could be people, places, things, just anything that gives you that grounded sense of home. Might feel now like it's kind of lacking, or it's left your life. You could have made decisions to move away from specific groups of people. You could have literally moved away. Or you could have found that actually for some of you, you could be feeling quite rejected from the people in your life. There could have been a lot of conflict. And I'm getting you might have grown up around a lot of conflict. And it's like you've chosen to break away from some of these situations and some of these circumstances, potentially people, because you've chosen to live life on your terms. You've come to a place where you know that this way of being, how things were, just don't feel right for you anymore. I'm just really being drawn to the fact that we've got 2 21s here. I don't always look at the numbers, but I was looking at this break free, regain your youth and fly. The number 21 might have a lot of relevance for you. There could have been big changes. around your 21st birthday, something like that. But also you could be looking back and thinking how much easier things were when you were younger. That won't be for all of you. And for some of you, okay, the other message coming through is there could be this almost idolization of a different time of life and wanting to go back there, because life was simpler, life was easier. So it could have been that these challenges arose later in life. And you're literally being told that, you know, you are good enough, that you don't have to be at war with yourself all the time. With this Piscean energy coming through, this full moon in Pisces, there is a whole load of emotion here. Balance, spirituality and practicality. So for some of you, you could have undergone a spiritual awakening or could be going through some kind of spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul and ego death. Just when everything around you seems to change, deep in your emotions, you're kind of feeling this new, finding this new understanding of self, perhaps seeing these higher perspectives, but then feeling this utter disdain for, you know, life as it is in the 3D, in the present reality. And finding the balance between recognizing our spiritual nature, the spirituality, how the vastness of spirituality, what it encompasses and what it means in terms of our relation to everything that we can possibly comprehend in the universe. Balancing that with the fact that you're here right now in this present moment and maybe having to work a normal job, or maybe having to be around people that don't understand your way of thinking, or you'll have the same beliefs as you. It can be really, really difficult. But you're literally being told that finding the balance between the two is what this stage of your journey is about. It's recognizing the depth of who you are as a spiritual being, and knowing that it's okay to have a human experience as well. And I think that can be a difficult one for a lot of us to learn upon our path, upon our journey, recognizing that everything may feel distant and strange for us, but it still is. It's still there. It's not going away, you know. Our family's still our family. Our home is still our home, where we grew up. Our memories, our experiences, our culture, they all still exist. And it's pulling that into balance with new spiritual awakening. Interesting. So I'm going to get some runes for you. We'll get some more advice and then I'll do some more cards. It's going to be a bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones or have sensitive hearing, I might just suggest you take these off for a moment or just turn down a sec. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove any runes that land face down. They're not going to be used for this reading. Yeah, for some of you, there is a big question around work here, because that balancing spirit, balance, I'm dropping this everywhere. Balance, spirituality and practicality has Fehu landed on the reverse. I'm just going to move these in slightly, but I'm quite happy with where they are, so I'm going to leave them there. There could definitely be a question of work, of not wanting to have to earn a living financially, or feeling like that somehow detracts or take away from your spiritual experience. I think the key here, one of the key pieces of advice, is recognizing that you as an individual, we've got Sevilla, Ansus and Manas here, you are spiritually, energetically a completely unique human being. You carry an energy signature, a frequency, and you share that with others through your interaction with them. Just by being you, just by the presence of your energy, you know, you can impact people through your conversations, through the ways in which you approach them. Maybe your job is involved in service of some kind and you're offering that to other people, and you're not recognizing that actually, because we are all united in the fact that we are here having a human experience, you might not see the value in what it is that you're doing. But just by being you and doing that with a full heart, with care, with attention, with love, that impacts other people. It changes lives. It could lead to this feeling of stagnancy. Rider and Lagus in reverse. Bjarkan and Nautis, there is this desire to go beyond and grow beyond perhaps where you are right now. And perhaps then doubting, where you are, because we've got Isa here as well. So potentially feeling like this could be because of winter. So for some of you, it could be if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, the light levels are low. Reconnecting with nature could be very, very helpful. And if you're saying, okay, but it's winter, I don't want to go outside, it's almost like we have to fight against that nature within ourselves and go and get some fresh air, which I know sounds just so basic, but it really can truly help. Do you remember how children, you might not remember, but children have this ability to just be outside in all weathers and seem to not feel the cold? It's almost, there's a duality to that, and that's why they've brought it up. There is this sense of going back to a more carefree sense of time, but also that image that they brought through for me right then, that child playing outside freely, even though they're surrounded by cold and they don't feel it. You might find yourself surrounded by people in very, very dense energies. Say, for example, you're working a very, very difficult job, trying to help people in really, really challenging situations. I'm sorry, I'm just going to try and fix the lighting slightly, because it's there you go, that's a tiny bit better. You might be working around very, very dense energies just because of the nature of what it is, and you could be very, very empathic. And this is almost like, this is why you've been called to the black tourmaline, because you are here to help people. Or you might not even recognize or realize that that is what you do, but just your presence, your frequency, the work that you do just by being yourself helps people. And that sort of imperviousness to the cold that children experience, it's almost like you need to protect yourselves and recognize that whilst you're helping people, you cannot carry the weight of their problems. And being an empath can be a really challenging experience at times before we begin to build upon spiritual boundaries, energetic boundaries, emotional boundaries, where we no longer absorb like a sponge everything. We can still feel it, we still sense it, we can still be empathetic without feeling the need to absorb everything, hold on to it, and then make it ours. It can be really, really challenging. So that's kind of the message coming through with that one. Focusing on what you're manifesting might be a very, very powerful tool for you right now, whether that's something that you've looked into, whether it's something that you haven't looked into. I personally really like the works of Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn, people like that. That really just spoke to me and resonated with me in different ways. But I find that there are all different ways through all different cultures, spiritualities, religions. They often lead to a very similar, I'm not going to say the same, but very similar train of thought, a state of being, something that we can embody. And I feel like you're going to keep having these awakenings, these realizations. And with Algi's coming up over home in the reverse, really take note of how experiences, people, places, theologies, teachings, spiritual teachers make you feel. Just because everybody recommends a particular person and that feels right for them, if you watch that and then it doesn't feel right for you, take note of what your body is trying to say to you. Take note of that intuition. Intuition isn't always a voice. It can be very sensory, especially if you're empathic. It can be the way a situation can make you feel. So receiving those messages isn't necessarily going to be words, but how something or somebody or a situation makes you feel, whether that's positive or whether it isn't. If you sit there and you become very, very triggered by a particular person's videos, or if you're watching video content or a book and 100 people have recommended it to you, but it just doesn't gel for you, that's okay. It's okay. You will undoubtedly, through the course of this work, find people that you really resonate with and people that you don't resonate with. In my personal experience, I found people that I didn't resonate with at all in the beginning, and then maybe over the course of a decade, as I've done different types of work in different ways, coming from different angles, all of a sudden something's clicked. And then that person that I really didn't like in the beginning, or just felt that real energetic rejection to, then suddenly feels really aligned, and it clicks and I get it, and it feels wonderful. So, you know, it's like trusting your intuition, trusting how it feels, and acknowledging when something perhaps isn't right for you or perhaps is right for you, and knowing that that will be different for all of you, and that is part of this journey. That's part of your growth. It's part of your own healing in becoming autonomous and autonomously spiritual, in recognizing what feels right to you and isn't just what the majority is saying should feel right for you, because that's it's very, very challenging when there's a lot of sort of influence through social media, through different modalities. I thought one had flipped, sorry. We've got heaven and earth in the reverse. This is really speaking of that discomfort of being in this physical reality. So there might be situations, circumstances in your life, in your world. For some of you, I'm getting you live near this is going to be for one of you maybe. I don't think it's more than one of you because it's so specific. It's like you live near a body of water, and for some reason this body of water really affects you energetically, and it's like you moved somewhere and it should have been wonderful, but for some reason ever since you did, it just hasn't felt right. And it could be time to relocate. For others of you, it could definitely be time to relocate, or to look at what it is in your world, in your physical 3D reality, that makes you feel lack, that makes you feel discomfort. Not that we have to run away from that, but it could be a time to look at why. There's a sense here as well of things being potentially out of balance and perhaps feeling disempowered. So maybe you've had a great deal of spiritual awakening and that feels wonderful. And that side of things you just feel amazing with, but inside your physical body, in your life, in what you have to do every day, there's this sense here of feeling at odds with what you're doing, with where you are, with like I said, perhaps work, perhaps what I'm getting is this real need to earn a living or to do things a certain way, which I completely understand. We're all in the same position in many ways. But again, we've got another card of balance here with this Two of Earth, which would relate to the Two of Pentacles. It's keeping things in balance and recognizing that the physical body, the physical experience, the emotions that we feel are connected to our well-being. You know, that our life, our physical life in the 3D world is inexorable from our experience, from our well-being. And it might be time to make some changes that really benefit you, to bring it back into balance. Just want to get one more of these. Okay, we've got a few. I'm not going to take, am I going to take all of them? We've got the Queen of Water here. Yeah, very, very much. You know, we've got this Piscean energy. Queen of Water would be the Queen of Cups. She is like the empath of the deck. Very, very emotionally in tune. It comes into balance when we begin and enable ourselves to recognize what is ours and what is not ours. What's ours to work through and carry, and what isn't ours to work through and carry, because we literally cannot carry everything for everybody. You've then got the King of Air, the Ten of Water in the reverse, and the Ace of Water in the reverse. Feeling like logic has to take over. So this could be, again, where this balance of spirituality and practicality comes in. There could be this feeling of having to do things in a certain way, having to show up in a certain way, having to perform in a certain way. Perhaps you invested a lot in your education and a career, and it feels like you're being watched by people. And it means almost tuning out a part of yourself, which can leave you feeling at great conflict with yourself. I feel like this stage of your journey right now is bringing this new emotional awareness, this new spiritual awareness in line with the rest of your life to improve your overall well-being. It's keeping all of it in focus and recognizing that both are as important. Body and mind, knowledge in reverse, intuition, and the Four of Fire. I feel like there's something that you want to do here. Perhaps for some reason you're telling yourself that you are not fully equipped to do it yet. Perhaps you feel like there is more for you to learn before you share it. But definitely you're beginning to understand the power of your own intuition. This is saying to keep your eyes on the prize, keep focused. As I said before, we had that emphasis on manifestation. This Four of Fire is all about being focused on what it is that you want to do, the ways in which that you want to do it, or it could be the life that you want to live, but it feels more goal focused, it feels more specific, it feels more like a passion, a calling, something that intuitively feels right for you. You sense it, you're aware of it, you can feel it. And again, with this confidence here and feeling good enough, you might not feel like you're in a place yet, but I do feel like that is a big part of what you're overcoming as well. It might not just be that, it could be the fear of judgment from those around you, wondering what other people may think, wondering what other people may say. If you began to share more of this side of yourself, there could be even just sort of saying this to other people. Okay, so for some of you, connecting with like-minded people could be really, really beneficial. Finding your tribe, as it were, finding the people that you feel connected to, that feel... I think you'd be surprised at how many people will absolutely understand and share your train of thought. So this is almost saying, like, don't doubt yourself and don't think that you're alone. That sense of home in the reverse, you know, you could be feeling very isolated from people that understand or that you feel understand. So it could be really important right now, maybe going to a group or a class or connecting with people online with similar beliefs, like-minded beliefs. It can be amazing how that happens, but it feels like that is going to really help you as well. Yeah, the Eight of Swords can speak of anxiety. Ace of Wands. What's the best advice for pile one moving forwards, please? Clarify the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you can see all these. Right. There is definitely something that you want to do. Wands speak of potential. They are, sorry, aces speak of potential. They're potential energies. It's like a promise, a hope, a dream, something that you would love to happen. It's there. It's like so tangible. It's on its way. Maybe not fully manifest in your reality yet, but it's coming. But there could be anxiety, fear, concern about this new beginning, about what it may involve, about what it may mean. But you also have this beautiful Ace of Cups, this new beginning. This kind of feels like a bit of a side message. And I don't want to just say it's all about love, because we've got the Six of Cups here. This could relate to past life awareness, past life connection, friends from the past, finding your people, finding your finding those people that feel like home. And it does feel like this is coming for you. I feel like naturally this might not be a message that you want to hear if you're feeling isolated and alone. Focusing on you, focusing on filling your own cup, focusing on building new emotional pathways within you. Maybe that's going and trying new things, trying new healing modalities, going to new places is going to give you the opportunity to meet new people. But also, the more that you focus on you, the more you're going to shift your own energy. And when your energy shifts, you will naturally align with things that are at the same level of resonance. So if you want to, it can take time. Sometimes we can go up and down, but I feel like you're shifting out of a whole load of energy where you felt perhaps maybe trapped in life. With this Ten of Swords coming up and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, perhaps you didn't feel like you had a very strong foundation to build upon, or now you're recognizing the life that you had was built upon something that didn't necessarily make you feel secure. And now is this opportunity for you to build upon what you have where you are in a way that does feel right. And I am, for some of you, I'm getting there's ways of healing the past, but it could be past life related also. It'll be different for all of you. Okay, pile number one, I think I'm going to leave this here for you. I hope these messages assisted you. I hope they helped. I hope there was use for them in there. If there was, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. If not, then thank you for your presence and for being here all the same. And again, if you would like a personal reading, then please feel free to use my official information below only. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number two. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were called to this beautiful piece of very special clear quartz today. Now, clear quartz is a really good all-round crystal. It can be used for programming, so you can use it and program it for what it is that you want it to do. So with that in mind, I feel like that needed to be shared. As a reminder, this is a collective reading, so if you'd like a personal reading, please feel free to use my official information in the description box below. And please be mindful of scammers, because unfortunately there are a lot out there impersonating a lot of different people. Okay, so we're going to do oracle cards to start with, and then I'll do some runes and some cards. Okay, we've got the promise, interesting. Skull, the future. Your hard work is paying off. Eros, love, okay. Weave your own destiny. I've got to be honest with you. This one is screaming twin flame journey at me. Now, this is something that I find a little bit controversial. I think it's a phrase that is used quite a lot. I'm not going to dismiss that at all, but I think it definitely describes a particular set of experiences that many of us go through our relationships, and through shifting to higher realizations of relationships, of connecting with people, of love. The fact that you've got the promise and Eros, love, coming out, this is the only card in this entire deck that really relates to love, and it's all about soulmates. It feels like there is something or someone destined out there for you. Now, if you're already happily, romantically coupled, this might not be the reading for you. I'm just going to say that right now, because these very much speak about, I mean, with Eros here, Eros is so specifically a specific kind of love. It's not just a general overview of love. It is quite specific, the type of love that Eros represents, and it's typically romantic love. For many of you, the work that you have been doing, you could have been single for a very long time, or single for longer than you would have liked, and there could be one specific person that you're focused on. Or it could just be that you've been focused on yourself after a challenging relationship, and what you're doing is literally reprogramming yourself and changing all of your fundamental beliefs around relationships. You might not even realize that you're doing that, but just by shifting what it is that you will accept within your life, I'm trying to really tune into this energy. For some of you, you've been really focused on your own work, and it feels like so much of life has come together, and love could be the one thing that is evading you, so it seems. But what we've got here is multiple references to your hard work paying off, weaving your own destiny, and the future. It's like this is coming. But in this present moment right now, you might not be seeing it. And what you're being told is to literally focus on where you are in the present moment, which might not be what you want to hear, but everything that you were doing, all the work that you've been doing, the time that you've been investing in yourself, all the patterns that you've been overcoming, the work that you have been doing on yourself is literally shifting and bringing you into alignment with somebody really, truly very special. I'm not sure. I think this combination has only ever come once in all of the readings I've ever done. And these are two of my oldest decks. Okay, I'm going to do the readings. If you've got sensitive hearing, it might be worth just taking the headphones off just for a moment. And of course, Thala has jumped right out. I'm just going to remove any runes that land face down, because we're not going to use them for the purpose of the reading. Thala has landed on Eros Love. This feels very, very destined. So there could be one particular person that you feel is right for you. For others of you, I'm guessing, don't run yourself into the ground with Turisas in this position and Lagus. Don't run yourself into the ground for the idea of one specific person. And I know, again, I'm going to say it again, it might not be what you want to hear. But if that focus is at the detriment of yourself, or if there is a specific person that hasn't behaved towards you in the ways in which you deserve or would like to be treated, pull the focus back onto you. Pull the focus back onto your life, onto what you're doing. You are focused. I feel like you're already focused on your path. And again, all I can say is there is different coming in. Not necessarily a different person, but different situations, and it changes when you shift. And it's not the focus of this work is never in order to gain a reward. The shift and the change within us is its own reward, and naturally then we realign and align with different things, different people. There's definitely a beautiful relationship coming into your life in the future, a soulmate energy. And it does feel romantic. So again, if you're happily partnered, this might not be the reading for you. If you're still watching, it feels like there is a lot that has ended in your life, and you're almost feeling like perhaps you don't have the growth, the strength to go through and grow through more changes, more ego death. It might feel completely overwhelming at times, but you do have the strength to go through this. Feeling deeply that feminine energy, you might not feel it all the time, but coming back to that place of co-creation with the cosmos, with the universe, with the weird, whichever you identify with, coming back to that place of seeing the potential of life and recognizing that in all the infinite realities that could possibly exist, we can align with the one that we want. And we just have to shift and get ourselves there emotionally, mentally, in order to see that manifest in our lives. So there's almost like this energy. We've got Capricorn and we've got Urus here, which connects to the Aurochs, which is a great sort of cattle-like creature that is now extinct, of the sort of prehistoric past. And this is very Taurian energy to me. I'm just getting very, very strongly this energy of persistence, of keeping going, of keeping motivated, keeping yourself on track somehow. But I feel like this is what you already know. If I'm honest with you, I feel like you already know this. You're already doing this. And I don't want to just tell you more of the same. So let's get more specific. Let's get some cards. And we're going to specifically ask for you, Pile 2, what you need to help you move forwards. What are like those missing pieces of the puzzle? Because you are obviously doing the work. You are focused on yourself. You are focused on your own growth and healing. But it feels like you need there's something here that could help you. If there's some kind of message that we can pull through to get you over that hurdle, because with Turisas in this position, it does feel like you feel like there's a blockage or a hurdle. Let's see what is going to get you over the bump. What's going to get you over this next stage? What do you need to assist you to move forwards now? And they're telling me to slow down, ground, breathe. So there's a message for some of you. Of course, she came out. It's my, and, oh, cute. This is really beautiful, divinely feminine energy. And it doesn't have to have any relation to gender at all. We all carry feminine energy within us. One more, please, Spirit. What's going to help hold to the most moving forwards? That one fell on the floor, so let me just pick that up. They want me to get the bottom of the deck as well. Perception. Oh, it's 3. I thought it was 1. It did this to me in pile number 1 as well. It's just like all the cards coming out. Okay, I'm going to take these as like their own separate message, because we've got a very clear message with these. And then we've got the mother. Oh, wow. All of this. Sorry, you've got 2 4s here as well. And just all of this, like April might be really important for you, because I was getting that really strong Taurus energy. We've got 2 4s here, which corresponds to the 4th month, which is April. I don't always read things that way, but that's the message that's coming through. This is also the Empress, that also connects to Taurus. And then we've got the 3 of air here. Okay, separate message, bottom of the deck, perception. Hopefully you can see that. This is all about pulling into your innate knowing of who you are, focusing on yourself, and also releasing this idea that you don't have a choice. Now, sometimes if we think we've met a soulmate or a twin flame, and perhaps we feel that that is something that we've experienced or are experiencing, we can very much come to the place of feeling like there is no other choices for us. You know, the choice card is in the reverse. So are you at any point telling yourself that you don't have choices, that you can't make a different choice, that you're kind of stuck with your lot, as it were? Because this is saying, you know, with this 5 of air coming through as well, this is all about the masks that we wear. This is letting go of those masks, those labels, those identifications. I personally believe that we can have multiple soulmates. I know twin flames as a label are very, very specific. I'm not really going to get into that for this reading, but I feel like some of you watching this that might have been drawn to this reading will identify with that label. So this is why it might be important for me to say that. Remembering that you have a choice, because soulmates are potentially different. You could have a new love option coming in that is completely divinely aligned for you. And I don't want you to overlook new love options because of the past. Obviously, anything you do is always your choice. I can only share the messages, but this is all about coming to your place of power, coming and recognizing the beauty of who you are, and that is worth being celebrated, and that you deserve this beautiful, amazing love. You deserve to be loved the way that you love others. This side message is recognizing this worth and value, regardless of what you've been through in the past. And you might feel that you still have to do work in order to be worthy, or there might still be things that you feel you need to tick off or to do in order to get to a certain point. Really focusing and connecting on the most authentic version of who you are, of who you want to be, of what you want to align with, and living in that beautiful state of mind that you are already worthy, that you are already enough. That is enough. That is enough. For many of us, we have a lot of work that we do along the process to get to that mentality, to get to that mindset. But in most modalities, when it comes to personal growth, there is a mindset element, and believing in yourself, believing in your value, especially after something that could have hurt you in the past, is really going to help you. And with this perception card, this is really saying that at this time, you know, maybe challenging some of those beliefs about life, challenging some of what it is that you've believed about life or the world for a very, very long time. Maybe it's time to look at things from a different perspective. And again, you know, I think if we get into particular labels or identifications, particularly with the idea of the twin flame. We think we are destined to be with that one person and only that one person, but I personally don't see it like that. I think, like I said, different levels of soulmates can come into our lives. They can be pets, they can be friends, and they can be lovers. And it feels very much like right now you need to believe that you are worthy, that you deserve love. And this journey is all about healing and focusing on you. And just you learning to love yourself just for who you are, including all your backstory. Okay? That doesn't make you unworthy in any which way whatsoever. It's like forgiving yourself and letting go of some of this masked energy, where you feel like perhaps you couldn't be yourself around certain people. Don't feel like you don't have to change yourself. Okay. We've got the Emperor that just flew out off the table. Don't feel that you have to change yourself in order to gain somebody's approval or love, because you as you are is perfectly enough, good enough. I think that's something that so many of us fall down on. We think that we have to change ourselves in order to be worthy. Interesting. Okay. I'll be honest with you, this feels like two completely separate energies. We've got the King of Swords and then we've got the Emperor. And it almost feels like you have a choice to make. And this choice, you've got the potential for a new emotional beginning. But it almost feels like a choice of the past or a choice of the future. Whichever way these two are around. Let's clarify the Emperor and clarify the King of Swords, please. These cards are just off the table today, I'm sorry. Use your discernment in either case. It's almost like you've got somebody here who feels like the perfect package, but for some reason they doubt themselves. Or maybe you're doubting that it'll work out. Maybe you don't see the potential in it. And there's also this energy here of somebody you don't want to leave behind. That's what that is. The King of Swords with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, sorry. It's almost like you don't want to close the door on something. You don't want to leave somebody behind. You're so used to having them, or the idea, being in the King of Swords, it's almost like you're so used to the idea that they're going to be a part of your life, or that they were a part of your life. It could be a past relationship. That you almost close the door on any other options. But this is almost saying, like, it's time to open this door. It's time to open the door to new people. Yeah, the Three of Wands. Definitely time for an adventure, time to explore, time to get out there and to let go of the burden of what this was in the past. It doesn't mean that you can never reconnect with this person. And I'm not saying things will never work out. It will be different for all of you. If there is somebody that you truly love and would love to get back with, reconnect with, but sitting around and waiting for somebody, thinking that you're not good enough the whole time because they're not there, it's only going to compound it and make you feel bad. You're literally being told, it's like, yes, to get out this doubtful thinking, or these thought patterns where you feel like you have to be a certain way, have to do a certain thing, have to keep yourself isolated because of an idea, because of a label, because of an identification in some way. I want to wrap this up for you, but I feel like there is this beautiful promise of like new love or a new relationship coming into your future. Something that you have really, really wanted. And it might be in a slightly different form than what you expected. But regardless of any of that, whether these could just be sort of fears, doubts, or worries that are, you know, very much at the surface. Sorry, I couldn't get that word out then. Not at the surface, under the surface. It could be that they start coming to the surface, but don't keep yourself isolated. You know, the best advice I could give for anybody, if they're in a situation where maybe they've gone through a breakup or a difficult relationship, or you know, all these horrible practices like ghosting and breadcrumbing, all of the things that go on now. If you're trying to date, if you're trying to meet somebody genuine and form a proper connection and relationship, go and live your life. Live your life having fun, doing the things that you want to do. Enrich yourself, enrich your sense of self. Believe in yourself, know your worth and your value. And you don't have to doubt yourself or sell that short for anybody. Not based on what anyone else told you. You deserve to be treated and loved exactly the way that you wish. And you don't have to settle for anything less than that. But also, if there is somebody or a situation from the past that sort of feels like you can't quite close the door on it, with time, just going and having fun, you'll probably realize that you think about that less. And then you just get to enjoy life. But it feels like there is this promise of hope and good stuff coming in. And it's almost like you've just got to believe it. Believe it's destined. Believe it's coming to you. Pile number 2, I really hope this reading was meant for somebody, because it was super, super specific. And I certainly wasn't intending on doing anything love focused, but that is what wanted to come through. As a reminder, if you want something personal, then personal readings are in the description box below. But please feel free to use those details in the description box to contact me, check out my Instagram, my Etsy, or my website. But thank you for being here. It's really wonderful to connect with you. Just sending you all my love. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you are drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. This is the Obsidian Arrowhead Point pile. So very much focused on the depths of self. Let's see what wants to be revealed for you. What messages can come through to assist you with your healing journey right now. The last pile was super, super specific. I'm just going to go with whatever comes through on this one. As a reminder, it is a collective reading though. If you'd like a personal reading, those are available in the description box below, only on my Etsy and my website. Please be mindful of scammers pretending to be me and other people, because there are multiple out there, unfortunately. But yes, let's get into it. Okay, so we have harmonic resolution. These do get read in the reverse. So we've got the Morrigan, Death and Magic in the reverse. Those don't get read in the reverse. You've got 2 of those as well. Hold your vision and don't let pride get in your way. Okay. Garuda, travel. Be the powerful space between opposite poles. Okay, I'm almost getting like this energy that you've got to rise above some kind of conflict or disagreements, disparity that's been going on in your life, and this might not be something that has been particularly pleasant for you. It feels like you are a very good person at finding resolutions to things, but this is about finding a balance. Withhold your vision. It's almost about holding your boundaries and the vision of the future that you want, but don't let your pride get in the way, and be the powerful space between opposite poles. This very, very much speaks to me about finding that happy middle ground, that happy medium. This could be between different types of beliefs, between different different viewpoints, different space. Oh, it's really, really interesting. And very, very intense, and it does feel quite heavy. So grounding yourself and checking in with yourself often to see how you're feeling, especially if you're the kind of person that just has to hold it, be calm, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's just like, enough's enough. Transmutation here, focusing on ways to calm and regulate and to transmute negative energy or things aimed at you. You know, that could be really, really helpful. Bear with me just a second, sorry. think another message coming through here is like the power to trust yourself, the power to trust in who you are, and the fact you could have to find peaceful. I'm getting this a real legal element to something. So whether you work in something that requires litigation or negotiation or mediation of some kind, it's saying that you hold this sense of balance. You hold this ability to balance extremes, but you've got to be aware of the impact that can have on you. Now, when this is focused on your personal life, this is saying to not go to extremes. To be that central space means seeing both sides and having a balanced response. And I know that can be really, really challenging, but there is a way through this. And transmuting what it is. Okay, and another message that's coming through is there could be old patterns that you're seeing. You could have been working on clearing ancestral or genetic patterns, family patterning, and it's like stuff's coming up, stuff's coming through, and you can see it, and it's really agitating to you at times because you feel like it should be done, or you should have already completed this phase of your work, and it just keeps coming back, or there's just a different wave of it. And this is just saying to keep going, keep transmuting, because you are, this work that you're doing is important. It is important. And it doesn't have to be perfect to be working. Okay, things don't have to be perfect to be working with this full moon in Leo here. I'm going to do the runes quickly. This can be a little bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I might just suggest taking them off for a second. And then I'm going to remove any that land face down. I haven't been arranging them into a grid because I'm quite happy just reading them as they fall. These ones, I'm just going to move those up though so you can see them. Yeah. Look within yourself for where you may be standing in your way or holding yourself back. Look at what you were giving to a situation. Sometimes the deepest change comes from when we see and are willing to say, okay, I can see how I'm contributing to this dynamic, and I know that I'm willing to change this now in order for the greatest healing and benefit of everyone within this situation. But it starts within that change within us. This definitely could be within a close relationship for some of you. There could have been a lot of tension, and this is saying you're going to find a way through. You might at the moment not feel like you have the energy to deal with this at all. And then it's like you get pushed to the point at which it's like, now you've got my attention. Okay, now you can have a reaction. It's a very fiery kind of an energy, but it almost feels like it's push, 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 push. Okay, there you go. I'm provoked now. So there could be this need to focus on what you can change about the way in which you react to specific situations or certain people in order to create the change that you want. And that doesn't mean you have to put up or tolerate particular types of behavior. It means perhaps there are mentors or teachings, education that can help you in order to develop some new skills so that you can overcome this, so that you can respond and react differently. And I feel like when you do that, it's going to create the biggest shift and change. And I'm sorry, Pile 3, because this almost feels like the most intense reading that I've had today. And it might be difficult listening for some of you, but I'm going to fully trust that whoever is intended to hear this will hear this and wants to receive these messages, is ready to receive these messages, then they will. Because I know sometimes we get a reading or we listen to something and it just is like, no, I'm not ready for that. Even though we know there might be some truth in it, or we're just not ready for whatever it is, it's absolutely okay. But it does feel like things are going to change. But it feels like it changes when you stop focusing your energy and reacting to what it is that's going on. It feels like coming to a place of, do you know what? With Lagus here and Ehaz, like pulling your energy back to prevent a reaction from you is going to help you move forwards. And with travel, you might literally decide it's time to move away and start again for some of you. But I'm not actually feeling that from that card. I feel like that is transcending above some of the immediate circumstances in order to find your way through. Let's get the most important advice for you. Let's get the most important advice for you moving forwards, please. Assistance and advice to move forwards, please. There's plenty of cards there. Wow, okay. We've got the mother and the father that both come out in the reverse. So this would be like the Emperor and the Empress. Then we've got knowledge, the Queen of Water, and then the Six of Earth. Recognizing that you might carry a weight of some kind of shared responsibility with another person. Dynamic. This could be a mother-father dynamic. It could just be the masculine-feminine dynamic that you've experienced through growing up that is now causing challenges within your life. It could be issues with your parents, but also just with the people around you. You know, it could be both. The way through is knowledge. Realizing that you have both the lock, and you might have to carry the weight of this, but you also have the key in order to move forwards. You have the wisdom to unlock your abundance, to unlock a fruitful life moving forwards for yourself. If you can see on this card, he has both the lock and the key around his neck, and he's got this yoke upon his shoulders. You know, he's chained to it, but he does have the key. He holds the key. You hold the key within you, and the key is coming back to this place of emotion, seeing with empathy all sides of the story, and then deciding what is the best version of you going to do in this moment, in this situation, to move forwards. Now, we can't always go to that place, but this knowledge card coming out here is saying there may be a mentor, there may be teaching, support of some kind that can assist you, teach you, help you learn new techniques, but there is definitely things that you can do here. And it, you know, this don't let pride get in your way could refer to asking for help. Holding your vision means seeing what it is that you want. Our thoughts are so powerful in terms of manifestation. You know, holding that vision of what you want, what you truly want, with Kenas in the reverse, deep within your heart. What do you truly want from this situation? If it's clarity, if it's peace, if it's reparation within the relationship, or the dynamic, or the situation, or just if this is this work that you're doing, if this is that deep shadow work that you're doing, healing these relationships or healing dynamics, look at how you can be the difference. And I appreciate the weight of this, because it is a big weight. But with this 9 of Earth on the bottom of the deck, the 9 of Earth in this deck is all about what we give and what we offer as just the beauty of who we are. This is about what we can give back, what we can share. So this feels like a tough one, if I'm honest with you. It feels like a tough one, but this is deep, deep work that you have been doing. And it feels like there are ways in which you could do things, learn new things, new strategies, new techniques, whether that's spiritual or psychological or emotional, to assist you, to help, because you're not just helping yourself within this situation. This is going to affect everybody involved in this situation, and, you know, your ancestral line as well. That's the nature of this work. I appreciate how heavy it can be. Yeah, there's with the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the 9 of Cups, it almost feels like there is this not... I don't think the situation makes you feel good. And a new beginning is the way forwards. A new beginning within yourself. The Fool, underneath on the bottom of the deck, I don't know if you can see, we had the Youth. This is about reconnecting with that belief that things can be different, that things can work out. The Fool is about to embark upon the journey of the tarot through each and every card from its beginnings. He's going to experience it all, and he does it willingly with an open heart. whatever you're going through right now, this journey, this healing, there is a promise here of new beginnings. And it comes, there's almost this, I feel like you're being called to trust that things are going to change, to trust that there can be a new beginning, because there will be. There will be a new beginning. There can be a new beginning. Trust in that. All is not lost here, even though you might feel like it sometimes. Yeah, and now we've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse as well, and the Queen of Pentacles. Like, please don't doubt yourself. Working through, yes, taking back your power little by little with this Page of Wands, rebuilding your self-esteem, building upon this foundation with the Queen of Pentacles, building your skill base, building upon strategies and things that you can do, is going to empower you, is going to give you the knowledge that you need to use those skills in your life through whatever situations you are dealing with. And they're going to help you to feel better, to help you to transmute this negative energy, in order to move forwards, to keep moving forwards, to keep growing, to keep evolving. And it's going to, I feel like things are going to work out for you. I just feel like you're not believing it at the moment because there's this doubt. Yeah. And the Queen of Cups again. Definitely no longer looking at the past. You know, we've got the Five of Cups in the reverse, clarified by the Queen of Cups here. The Five of Cups in the reverse is saying not to look back at the past. Don't look back over spilt milk. You know, she's so focused on this one cup. And this one cup is all that any of us really, truly has. And this is our deep well of emotions, of awareness, of growth, of everything that we've learned and accumulated over the course of our lives. It's where we build trust in ourselves, build confidence in ourselves. And it feels like you're in a huge process of doing that for yourself right now. Having this self-belief, having this belief that things are going to change, feel like the most important things for you right now. And pile number 3, I mean on the bottom of the deck, yeah, it's not a race. Take this at its own pace. We've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Is that take this at its own pace. Focus on you. Focus on what you can shift and change in this situation. Focus on your self-belief. Focus on your growth, and just allow this to seek help if you need it. Seek advice if you need it. Seek new skills and strategies that are going to assist you and help you. There's always a more efficient or a more beneficial way of doing things. I know this through my own work all the time. I'm very much a try it and find out the hard way kind of a person. And sometimes we do have to just ask for help. And then see how rapidly things can shift, because somebody has been through what you've been through and they have the skill set to help you. So don't be afraid to ask for help, pile number 3. The work that you're doing is really, really huge, and it's very, very deep. So keep believing in yourself. You know, you have a lot of empathy and a very deep well of emotions. And when they're surrounded by high conflict, we can shut that down and feel like we need to shut it down. But I'm really just getting, keep believing in yourself, keep believing in the power of new beginnings, and keep believing that things can change. So, pile number 3, I'm going to leave this here for you, but just wanted to send you all my love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope whoever needed this reading, it finds. But sending you all my love. And again, all of my information is in the description box below. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. But sending you lots of love, and I'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.